Ain't nothing gonna change. So
we just stand on loyalty. You know what I mean? We stand on real deal loyalty. And you know, sometimes that shit ain't displayed. And this ain't got nothing to do with no label, no paperwork, no QC, no nothing. This got something to do with the three brothers. And shit, that is what it is. Right now, we gonna be the duo till time tell.
Nicki or Cardi B? Not me, y'all. This is mad. I'm taking a shot. I'm sinister
I'm gonna say Nicki.
yeah, see, I was gonna say the same thing though. That's crazy.
So you said Nicki?
Yeah.
So being that y'all agree, that's a shot. They gotta take a shot.
Cardi B just blew up the internet and things are spiraling out of control. What started as a small jab about album sales has now turned into one of the nastiest feuds we've seen in a long time. Saweetie decided to throw shade by clowning Cardi's numbers, saying even with all the hype, her new project still couldn't outsell Nicki Minaj, and she didn't stop there. Saweetie made it loud and clear she was rocking with Nicki, taking aim at Cardi's longtime beef with her biggest rival. That one move was enough to set Cardi off. And this time, she didn't just clap back with words. She went straight for the jugular, threatening to drop a tape so wild it could ruin careers and wreck marriages in one hit. Cardi allegedly claims Saweetie hooked up with Offset. And apparently, there's proof to back it up. This ain't just rap beef anymore, this is a full-blown bedroom scandal unfolding in public. And just when things couldn't get any crazier, Nicki Minaj jumped in, standing by Saweetie right in the middle of the chaos. The tension is thick, the drama is heavy, and the girls are at war again. Let's get into how this all exploded. She's a real one, but Saweetie should have known better than to jump into grown folks' drama. Because now the streets are buzzing that she and Offset were allegedly hooking up while he was still married to Cardi. Crazy, right? People have whispered about Saweetie and Offset for a while, but nothing was ever confirmed until now. Back then, Cardi tried to shut it down fast, calling it nasty rumors. But now that Saweetie's publicly riding with Nicki and shading Cardi online, it looks like Cardi's had enough of keeping quiet. Add to that the fact that Offset's been extra messy during their split, stirring drama left and right, and Cardi's patience has officially snapped. She's fed up, tired of being disrespected, and doing it all while pregnant. But what really made things blow up? Saweetie's sneaky little move on Instagram. She posted and then quickly deleted a picture of a man who looked suspiciously like Offset. Fans were quick to debate, saying it was just an old photo of her and Quavo, but come on, the timing was way too shady. And if that wasn't enough, the caption said, "Fight night." Like, girl, what? She deleted the pic later, but by then, it was too late. The damage was done, and the internet had already grabbed screenshots. The fact she posted that while Cardi and Nicki were battling it out on Twitter made it look even more intentional. And from the looks of it, Cardi definitely caught the shade because she fired right back at Saweetie, saying, Cardi clapped back hard, saying, "You must have missed me, huh? Now, kiss my feet." Savage. And she didn't stop there. She even retweeted a fan's post that said, "Tell her make a hit. She in the studio just wasting time." Ouch. That one clearly hit Saweetie where it hurt, since her music hasn't been hitting the charts like before. But things took an even wilder turn when reports claimed Cardi's finally ready to admit that Saweetie's alleged affair with Offset is what really caused the Migos breakup. That's huge, because she's denied that connection for years, even though fans had been suspecting it forever. When the Migos first split, Offset tried to stay quiet, keeping it professional, but Quavo couldn't help throwing shade whenever he got the chance. Talking slick in interviews and dropping cryptic bars about betrayal, you could tell Takeoff was caught in the middle trying to keep the peace while the other two clashed behind the scenes.
Ain't nothing gonna change. So
we just stand on loyalty. You know what I mean? We stand on real deal loyalty. And you know, sometimes that shit ain't displayed. And this ain't got nothing to do with no label, no paperwork, no QC, no nothing. This got something to do with the three brothers. And shit, that is what it is. Right now, we gonna be the duo till time tell.
Rest in peace to Takeoff. He always stayed solid, but fans knew the drama behind the group's fall ran deep. Once Migos broke apart, rumors exploded. Some people blamed Offset for wanting out of their label, quality control. Others said it was money issues. But Quavo hinted the truth wasn't about business. It was about loyalty. And that's when the whispers about Saweetie and Offset started making sense to fans. Those same rumors resurfaced when Cardi was arguing with bloggers like Sleaze Mirage, who brought up the alleged affair once again. The streets were already buzzing. But now with Cardi's reaction, it's starting to sound like there might have been more truth to it than anyone thought. Sleaze Mirage came in hot, claiming Offset slept with Saweetie, and even asked, "Do you really want to talk about husbands?" Wild. Cardi didn't waste a second shutting that down. She clapped back saying, "No baby, you lying! You make up crazy stories, dragging women with no receipts." She made it clear that no credible blogger ever confirmed that mess. Now say what you want about Cardi and Offset's marriage, but one thing's undeniable. Cardi really tried to hold that family together. Still, the alleged affair between Offset and Saweetie couldn't stay hidden forever, especially after Quavo basically aired it out in his track with Takeoff. Messy. In the song, he rapped, "I ain't stressing you, wanted the gang, you should have said it. We would have blessed it." Everyone knew exactly who he was talking about. To make it even spicier, Quavo reenacted that infamous elevator fight scene in the video, just to drive the point home. After that, Cardi didn't publicly address the situation, but reports started circulating that she quietly got her payback in her own way. And let's be real, Cardi has never been the type to sit back when it comes to women linked to her man. She's built a whole reputation for confronting anyone tied to Offset, no hesitation. Remember when she was accused of sending people to handle Jade and her sister over Offset's alleged affair? Yeah, that moment almost cost her her freedom. Cardi might keep things classy online sometimes, but when it comes to her marriage, she doesn't play. Remember when Cardi clashed with Cuban Doll online? Well, sources say Saweetie got dragged into that same mess too. Word on the street is that Cardi allegedly tried to get Saweetie blackballed behind the scenes, pulling strings to cut her off from major opportunities. They say Cardi went after her whole bag, and that's supposedly when Saweetie fired back, throwing shade at Cardi for not outselling Nicki. Things got ugly fast. The drama really started bubbling in 2022 when it leaked that Saweetie was set to hop on the remix of FNF with Glorilla, Latto, and JT. The track was hyped to be the anthem of the summer, and Saweetie had already recorded her verse and locked it in. She was ready to shoot the video, but then out of nowhere, she was cut from the remix. No warning, no explanation, just gone. What made it messier was that Saweetie was the only one removed, and there'd been no known beef with Glorilla. Fans and insiders were confused, trying to piece it all together. Then, just as the rumors started catching fire, Glorilla announced that Cardi B would be featured on Tomorrow 2. That's when everything started clicking. People couldn't help but notice the timing. It looked like Saweetie getting dropped from FNF might have had something to do with Cardi stepping in on Tomorrow 2. And let's be real, fans weren't buying the coincidence angle. Cardi's known for protecting her brand, and if she had past beefs, like with Jade and her sister, folks figured she might have played a hand in this too. Social media blew up with theories. One fan even wrote, "So the reason Saweetie got removed from the FNF remix is cause she messed with Offset, and Cardi found out. She basically blackballed her and wouldn't collab with Glorilla unless Saweetie's verse got scrapped." Whether true or not, that theory spread like wildfire, and it made the entire industry side-eye the situation even harder. Fans were quick to call it out. One even tweeted, "So that's why Cardi made Glorilla drop Saweetie from FNF, and in return, she gave her a free feature." The internet went wild. Then Cardi hopped online, throwing shade of her own, accusing Offset and Quavo of being messy, saying, "They be going for anything, but I can't go for none of that." Shots fired. Of course, Quavo caught the sub instantly. And when he and Takeoff appeared on Drink Champs, the host asked them to choose between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Without hesitation, they picked Nicki. No question. You could literally feel the tension through the screen. NORE knew exactly what he was doing with that question. It was pure chaos bait. Given the long, heated history between Cardi and Nicki, that moment was designed to stir the pot, and it worked perfectly. Takeoff, being his usual chill self, tried to stay out of it, but Quavo, he couldn't resist. And let's be honest, he and Cardi weren't exactly cool at that time, so picking Nicki was definitely intentional. That's the Drink Champs formula. Feed off the drama and keep it messy. But Quavo naming Nicki as his pick was shady on purpose, especially since Nicki doesn't even vibe with the Migos crew anymore. So him acting like they were suddenly besties? Yeah, everyone knew it was just to get under Cardi's skin. And Nicki clearly saw the moment too, because she clapped back days later, dragging Quavo in a brutal post. She wrote, "Quavo, was it worth it? Dummy, no career. Takeoff gone. Remember you told me you were the Beyoncé of the group?" I laughed so hard inside. Anyway, pay Offset his alimony. Barney B. who? Nicki didn't hold back one bit. She hit hard and made sure everyone saw it. Anyway, back to Cardi and Saweetie, because this situation just keeps getting wilder. Saweetie might have that calm, I mind my business vibe. But let's be honest, she's sneaky with it. Her kind of shade is quiet but deadly, and half the time people don't even realize what she's doing until it's too late. That fight night picture she posted wasn't even her first slick move toward Cardi. One of the most talked about moments happened when some unflattering Getty images of Cardi at the Vanity Fair Oscars party started making rounds online. Fans didn't hold back. They said she didn't look like her Instagram pics, accusing her of heavy Photoshop and calling her whole look fake. The internet was ruthless. Then, just as Cardi was getting dragged, Nicki Minaj popped up on Twitter with the cryptic post, "Clock back TV," which everyone instantly read as a jab at Cardi. And to make it worse, Nicki followed it up with another shady line, "Photoshop them bars." Ooh, she kept the shade coming nonstop. Right in the middle of all that chaos, Saweetie decided to jump in. She posted her own Getty photos, captioning them, "She don't need no edits." Yeah, she knew exactly what she was doing. The timing was perfect and messy. Dropping those pictures while Cardi was being clowned online made it clear that Saweetie was throwing shade in the slickest way possible. People online caught the message instantly. Comments were rolling in like, "Messing with somebody's husband and clowning her looks is insane. Head barb for real." They were hyping Saweetie up like she had just won a round in a rap battle. But here's where it really exploded. Cardi caught the sub, of course, and fired back on Twitter saying, "I'm not as mean as I could be, and I want people to be more grateful for that." That line had fans screaming because everyone knew exactly who she was talking about. And now, with Saweetie clowning her again while siding with Nicki, Cardi's patience has hit zero. She's reportedly claiming to have tapes of Saweetie and Offset together, while she and Offset were still married. According to reports, Cardi's straight up daring Offset or Saweetie to test her again. Cause if they do, she's ready to drop those alleged tapes as pure revenge. And knowing Cardi, she just might do it. She's not one to bluff. If they keep poking, she's gonna snap and get her lick back for real. This whole situation is wild. It started as a petty jab about album sales and spiraled into full-blown chaos. Now we've got bedroom scandals, blackballing rumors, sneaky posts, Twitter shade, and a full-on rap war with Nicki in the mix. Saweetie's been tossing slick digs, Cardi's been bringing receipts, and Offset, he's smack in the middle, stirring the pot like always. At this point, it's way bigger than rap beef. It's personal. Careers are on the line, reputations are getting dragged, and the internet's eating it up. Every post, every story, every tweet, fans are watching it all, waiting for the next explosion. And with Cardi allegedly holding tapes that could flip the whole narrative, the tea isn't just hot, it's straight up nuclear. Nobody's safe right now. Saweetie, Offset, Quavo, Nicki, Cardi, they're all caught in this messy Hollywood chess game where the stakes are sky high and every move counts. One thing's for sure, this story is far from over. So buckle up, because if you thought things were messy now, just wait until the next round drops. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, subscribe for more drama, and I'll see you in the next one.